Reacting to your Overwatch comments and hot takes. Part 4. Can we get a counter for Zarya? Sure. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Bob shouldn't be able to die. He basically can't. He has like 1,000,000 HP. This game's matchmaking system is non-existent. Absolute facts. Ranked means nothing in my opinion.
True.
Soldier's rocket should be recharged after he gets a kill. I like that idea. I think that'd be a really cool change. You takes are so bad, just like your English, brother. Reacting.
Dude, listen, man. Sometimes people get mad at me for when I read stupid in my chat, and they're like, Flats, you're so mean, what the heck? Dude, I just did my taxes. I had to pay a ridiculous amount of money on editing and all that stuff, and I'll tell you what, I am not allowed to write off babysitting, so I'm not coddling your ass, okay? If you come into my chat and just say some absolutely unhinged, dumbass shit, you can't get mad at me if I respond and say you're stupid. That makes no sense. That's like throwing a rock at somebody and then get mad if they throw the rock back. It's like, bro, you kind of asked for it. What do you mean? You're kind of like full on Pikachu surprise face. What are you doing? Like, I'll always be nice to you if you're nice to me. But like, I love seeing other creators kind of like just lose it sometimes because I can kind of relate so hard. All right, let's see some comments. Where said Bob shouldn't die? What scenarios are you in and where he does? So I'll actually tell you where it is. The times where Bob dies in GM is when Ashe players lead the fight with Bob because the fight hasn't fully started yet, so everyone just turns and burns. But if you use Bob later in the fight, it can actually be the best case scenario where he pops off. So Kiriko in cinematic is like 10 times prettier than in the game. Well, of course, in the cinematic, they're always going to look a little bit more detailed. That's like certain anime movies look better than the show, and it's like, yeah, because it has a bigger budget for a smaller amount of time. You know what I mean? So it's a little tough, but. Bastion counters Zarya as well. Yeah, yes and no, but we need more supports for the next two heroes. I believe that's already confirmed that both next two heroes are both going to be supports, but...
Bastion tip number 2. Use your grenade to evade ultimates.
Okay.
It's pretty useful.
Yeah, oh my god. Oh god, oh god. It's coming for me.
Oh, I could just walked away on that. Not gonna lie, that didn't even look like it was gonna hit you, but I understand you're just trying to show off the tech. That's cool. Good tip. Good tip. One thing I have a problem with is if you don't time it right, it shreds your armor, so be careful. Yeah, true, but that's true. I tried to use my grenade to escape being swarmed by the enemy, but my Kiriko Susan'd me, and apparently that makes the grenade not work for you. Ah, that's tough, dude. I've actually been trolled by my own Kirikos many times.
Modern Warfare announced their rank play, and it has Overwatch players dreaming of some new features. Modern Warfare is including SR Forgiveness. It is a very simple measure where players lose a match because one of their teammates left or disconnected. Do not lose any SR for that game. Well, except for the person that left. It is something that a lot of other games are doing, and I think this would definitely help out with the frustration of some players in Overwatch. What do you think?
So... okay, this is actually a very, very interesting conversation to have. And it's not a straight up easy answer. And I think I've had this conversation with a few people. The reason why it's not straightforward is because you'd love to just make it so if you have a teammate who leaves, no harm, no foul, you don't lose any rank. That's how it should kind of be. But there's a few factors people don't always take into account. And then there's like people who dodge games, right? There's a few things. First one being if you're duoed with somebody and let's say that you guys are going for rank 1 or you're trying to really climb, right? One person's on an alt account, there's a few situations. Let's say you're gold and your master's buddy teammate's coming down to play with you and he's trying to get you to diamond, right? And he's carrying a lot of a game, but then you bump into a game where it's just uncarryable and he can't get you through it. He doesn't care about that account, doesn't care about the elo on it. So like, let's say you're probably not gonna win, just leaves the game. Right? Just leaves the game, he takes the penalty, and then you keep your randy. You don't end up taking an L. And that way they're able to keep boosting you up faster and faster, and that can become a problem at high level where you're going for like rank 1, where, let's say someone's rank, top 20 right now, and then every time it looks like they're gonna lose a game, or it's getting close to losing a game, their duo just leaves the game, and now they get no harm, no foul. So they can keep winning.
That guy.
They can keep winning games and keep climbing, and the duo will always take the L for them, right? That can happen a lot of times. It's pretty common if that is doable. There's also another social dynamic where, let's say you're losing a game, and everyone is blaming one person. Let's say it's the tank. Everyone's like, our tank sucks. They're getting diffed, you know, blah, 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 blah. Everyone starts telling the tank to leave the game. Everyone's like, leave the game, bro. You're costing us. You're f***ing terrible. You're dog. You're awful. Leave the game and spare all of us our SR, you know, our rating. That can also be pretty shitty because you can have like a mob mentality where people gang up on one person to try to make them leave the game so that they can spare their rating, right? These are some things that have to be considered when you start giving people the ability to not lose rating if somebody leaves. It can happen. It can happen. So boosting can become a big problem. There's some social dynamics that can become a big problem. It's a really tough thing to just say, hey, we should just implement it. It needs a much bigger discussion, and it needs to have more thought put into it than that. So I agree, though. I'd love to not have, if someone leaves your game and you lose, that sucks, dude. Nobody wants that for you, man. But I think it's a lot harder, or a lot bigger discussion than that. We just encourage Smurfs to stack with people if they're, and then leave if they're losing. Yep, that's what I just said. Wow, TikTok comments actually kind of nailing it. Oh, that's rare.
3 good habits for every new Sigma. First, you should learn how to do your one-shot combo. Your rock has a stun effect on anyone that it hits. So take advantage of this opportunity and follow up with 2 primary direct fires. This combo will one-shot any hero that's 200 HP or less. To hit the combo more consistently, simply hold your primary fire as the rock is being thrown to skip your shooting animation. Brig is the one exception to this as she has shields, which makes her effective health more than 200. Number 2, you should be patient with your rock usage.
Rao, I know you, listen, man, I know you're a little bit new, and I know you're pretty smart with a lot of this stuff. Small thing, it's not her shield, it's armor. Armor is a 30% reduction. That's why she doesn't die.
Than 200. Number 2, you should be patient with the animation. Brig is the one exception to this as she has shields, which makes her effective.
That's, because shield is on like Zenyatta, that doesn't do anything. It's armor.
Health more than 200. Number 2, you should be patient with your rock usage. Try not to throw it for only damage. Your rock is unique in that it is one of the only abilities that cannot be absorbed in the game. So use this to your advantage to stun a diva during her defense matrix or a Sigma mid grasp. It can also cancel every ultimate listed in Arissa's good habit video. And finally, you should be creative with your barrier usage. You don't always have to throw your barrier straight down in front of you. You can also use it on mid-range heroes like Ashe and Widow to cut off their line of sight and force them to reposition. Lastly, there are multiple abilities that can stop your ultimate in this game, including stuns, Honest Sleep, or Sombra's hack. To protect against these, you can preemptively place your barrier up in the air where you plan on using your ult to help shut down the counter.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty decent. Comments? Good habits and even better advice. Yo, play Overwatch. Pog. Never follows me back on everything, but you know what? Hey, that's awesome. And I know who runs their account over there too. Little bastard loves trolling me, I swear to God.
That was just a sound check.
Wait, what? Wait, speaking of getting trolled, wait a minute. Lads, what are you teaching these Rhine mains? Wait, what? What?
That was just a sound check.
What?
You know, really fun.
What? Absolutely smoked on, dude. Absolutely smoked on. What a Chad. Also, I think they have Mayhem skin. I'm not with Mayhem anymore. I am a freelance, unsigned content creator. But you know what? I'm gonna assume they have it from that. So, fuck. That's hilarious. All right, comments. Skill issue. You were in his line of sight. That's funny. That is actually hilarious. I'm gonna like this one.
Widowmaker is the stupidest character. I officially think Widowmaker is the stupidest character in Overwatch 2. I said it. Nah, dude, I said it. The fact that you can literally just sit, not move an inch, and just one tap a support, like that, like that, and
that character has armor, by the way.
And then I can no longer...
In a shield, let's not forget about that, just saying. As a shield coming out of spawn, listen, I'm all for the Widow slander, but that right there was actually skill issue.
To win the game is stupid and is unbalanced. I said it. Oh my god!
Now, granted, the reason why Widow's a problem right now, in a lot of ways, is one, the Season 3 map pool, which is going to be gone in Season 4, which is good. But the map pool is very Widow heavy. And if you load into a game and they have a Widowmaker player, and you don't have a Widowmaker, like let's say you don't even have a hit scan player on, let's say, Havana, you load in and you have a Hanzo player and like a Sim player, it's GG off the spawn room. Like there's just, it's game over. Like there's nothing you're gonna do. So that is where the frustrating parts of Widow come in. Even if you go ball, let's say you go ball to deal with the Widow, if they pocket the Widow really hard, and I've had games like that, like I'm talking like they have a Mercy pocket and they have a BAP, and the BAP is lamping them, the Mercy's coming flying in out of a tree, you know, they have a Tracer, a Cass, or that's been like protecting them the entire time, and then their Sigma just shields out my team. It's actually just, it's legitimately GG at the spawn room. That's frustrating. And so no sniper fits in a team game. It's crazy people are still arguing about this. I thought everyone agreed a decade and a half ago that snipers don't fit in most team games. Widow is a skill shot. Make the last 25 damage she does a dot effective so targets can be saved. That'd be interesting, actually. Aww. Okay, that was kind of sick, though. Yo, this is actually fire. This is actually so good. I want to see the comments on this one. It better be nice. Bob, do something. Bob, do something. That's adorable. That's awesome.
What's the hardest?
I'm still a little sick. So I'm sorry if I don't sound the best, but man, I have the sniffles, man. If I sniffle, my bad.
Character to master in Overwatch. Now I'm gonna cheat a little bit here, and I'm gonna give it to both Ana and Tracer. Tracer because she's incredibly fragile and has to balance a ton of movement abilities.
Tracer, I'll give you.
Time, be aware of tons of cooldowns that could just kill her out of nowhere. And in addition to that, she needs really expert mechanical skill and tracking. And Ana because not only do you need really great positioning, but you need to be mechanically competent at hit scan and projectile fire, capable of balancing a million decisions all at once, and have cracked mechanics. It's definitely a very, very close call between these characters. But which of these two do you think is the hardest, or do you not agree at all?
I think Ana's difficult. Like, if you wanted to be a master of Ana and like do everything like top level, yes, Ana's hard. But like, you can also get away with Ana like not being the best like player. You can get away with it. You know what I mean? Like, you can still be a healer and like, and I mean by healer, I mean like you're just literally healing only. Like, you're not really doing a lot of utility stuff. You don't hit sleep darts. Your nades aren't really good. You're just a heal bot. But if you want to be a truly well-rounded, dangerous support, yeah, you gotta be good at the projectile, hit scan, sleep darts, nades, all that kind of stuff. But Tracer, though, if you don't have the mechanical skill, you're just a wet noodle. So I would argue Tracer's way harder. Doomfister ball, and it's not even close. I could teach a squirrel how to play ball. Doomfist, I'll give you. Well, this is the Symmetra, Moira, Torbjorn, Junkrat, and May are definitely the okay, trolling. Tracer, Doom, Ball, Genji, Ana. No. Tracer, yes. Doom, maybe. Genji's good. Ball, I could teach a squirrel. Ana, sure.
Everyone always talks about how you should play with your team, but I'm going to tell you about an equally important skill that is much harder to master in my opinion, which is baiting your team. So I notice that our Hanzo gets a pick on the Tracer, so I run up these stairs to take an aggressive position. But then I notice their Hanzo gets 2 picks on us, so that puts us down in terms of numbers. So that means I have to do something to try and sway the fight. I notice my Rhine gets shattered, so I shoot the enemy Rhine in the back, but I see he's getting pocketed, so I just turn away. A lot of people at this point would jump down and try and help, but we're already losing this fight, so I need to try and maintain my power position.
Yeah, this is right.
Most out of it.
This is very much right.
I get 3 more kills.
Also, as a DPS player, you're not gonna help. You don't drop down to help, but
on the Hanzo, Mercy, and Tracer. If I had jumped down to help my Rhine, I would not have been able to get those kills. This is why it's so important to have good game sense and good mechanics. Even with my really good positioning, if I wasn't able to hit those shots, my good positioning would mean nothing.
So I don't think that's real. He's on. I don't think that's actually him. I don't think it is. Let's check comments. Bro thinks this is blue lock. I don't know what that means either. This takes intelligence I don't have. Jump down to help Ryan? That makes not sense. You're a soldier. Nice target prioritization. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that actually is like really important out of that. How did you bait your teammates? You literally just kept your position. This is a great example why I don't like actually I don't like doing educational stuff anymore, because what he meant by baiting, yeah, he didn't do like, this doesn't make a great sense, but like by baiting it means that he's not really trying to help. He's like letting them focus them. And while they're focusing on his Rhine and trying to kill him, he's doing other stuff. That's what he kind of meant. But people always try to just nitpick, and it's like, bro, how did you not understand like the concept? You're trying to nitpick like the wording.